Hello everyone, Nadlabs here. Today we're going to be learning how we can make something like this in the Godot game engine, version 3.3 stable. And basically what I'm trying to show is how you can add to your 3D world to make it come alive and pop. As you can see, it looks like I'm in some scary office room. This is a really simple fix. Like, I'm not going to go over the FPS controller, but I'm going to be going over how you can set meshes and I'm going to be explaining the terminology of meshes, albedo, materials, stuff like that. A really quick, simple overview, a couple minutes. Let's hop straight into it. As you can see over here, we have a scene, right? So basically our world is a couple of boxes. If you're wondering why I'm able to see inside of it, if we go over here to the roof, for example, you can see over here at the top, it looks like nothing's there, but at the bottom it does. And that's because if we go to our mesh instance, I have a quad mesh. Essentially what happens with the quad mesh is that if you see over here, I can see one side, but the other side I cannot see. And if you look over here, if I can see this side, but I can't see that side. So it's really helpful for games if you're trying to save on performance. For example, you know the player's only going to be seeing this side, so you make sure that this side doesn't render because there's no point in that side rendering. For example, it happens in a lot of AAA titles where they don't actually render the backside of things. We have a simple scene set up over here with a mesh, right? And this mesh over here has a material. Now don't get scared when you hear material, because usually when people hear materials, they think shader materials and visual shaders and like coding and no, you don't have to touch that just yet. Well, over here we go to our material, we click it, and you can see it looks really human. Like we have a bunch of properties we can play around with. It kind of looks like a particles material. For example, if I go over here to particles, right? If I go to 2D particles, beginners in Godot usually use 2D system. They're very familiar with 2D stuff. But if you saw really quickly, when I went over here, it said particles material. So you've been using materials your entire time. If you use particles, you just didn't know it was a material, or maybe you did, and I'm lying. But essentially, if we go over here, you can see that we have a bunch of parameters. If you want to learn them, I recommend just opening every single one and then playing around with it. But I'm going to be going over the ones that you will most likely be touching if you want to make a scene that has some flair to it. First off, you're going to want to go to albedo, because albedo essentially means color. And you can see over here we have a texture. If I quickly grab and drag over my icon.png, you can see that I have Godot in the 3D world. Like, I can move around and Godot looks a little bit different. And that's essentially how you can put pictures onto your meshes. Now, I do want to be a little bit concerned when you do this, because you can see over here that we can scale it. So if you're ever wondering why your thing looks ugly or if it looks stretched out, you can just go over here to the scale, play around with it, and find something that you like. And then you can get your mesh looking a lot better. I'm just going to click Control Z a bunch of times so I can go back to the lights mesh, or this mesh over here. If you're wondering where I got these meshes, or these not meshes but these materials from, I literally went to ccotextures.com, and if I just go to their homepage, you can see that they have a bunch of textures that anyone can use. Like you just go find something you like and download it. I personally went with an office space because I believe it was right there. It was right there. I just saw it. Right here. I literally downloaded office ceiling texture, and you can see I get this sort of image. And when I say image, the reason I keep saying image, even though this is a 3D thing, you can see over here we get an image. And what the 3D engine does is it just wraps the image onto the mesh. And basically, if it was a sphere or something, like over here in Sketch Prefab, I believe this is called, you can see a preview of it. You can see that we just get the thing wrapped over the edges of a cylinder. As you can see over here, it's just wrapped over. Like, this is what the graphics card does. It just is able to put these images onto the mesh. And now you can see over here, if I go over here, office ceiling, and we have a couple of other things, because when you actually download this image or this office ceiling asset, you're getting a zip file of a bunch of things. You're getting ambient, inclusion, color. That doesn't matter. What you have to focus on is the color one. And if you're feeling a little bit spicy, you can focus on the roughness. Because what roughness essentially does is, if you see over here, you can see that there's these little bumps. Roughness is exactly what it sounds like in real life. It's the bumps and little details on an object. So if I get rid of this texture, you can see that it took a second, and now there's no more bumps. Like, there's no more bumps on this texture, and it looks a little bit more flat. It looks a little bit less real. Like, if I go over here, you can see that, yeah, sure, I can see the texture because the texture has the bumps, because they're like expected to be there, but these cracks and crevices look a little bit flat. If I go back and I actually grab my let me see, where was it? It was a roughness. Yeah, right here. It was already expanded. If I just grab the roughness texture, drag it over to roughness, you can see that these lines already start having a little bit of flare. And when I go over here, you can see that these lines have a little bit more, they have a little bit more depth to them. and it just makes the scene look a lot nicer. So I'm just going to do a before and after. So this is with the roughness, and this is without a rough. With roughness, as you can see, the lines are a lot more pronounced. Without rough, that's the effect that roughness can have. And these are just small things. Like, you already have all of these things. Why not make the most of it? You can go over here to the metallic, and you can pass in a metallic texture. So we're just going to do a quick before and after. So this is with metallic, and this is without. This is with metallic. Sorry, I believe I had metallic turned down before. So this is with metallic. As you can see, I feel like the lights have a bit of shade around them, or they look a little bit, they look like they're cut out almost, because they are really cutouts in real life. And if I just disable metallic, you can see that the pop is gone. And this is just like small things that you can do to your 3D game if you're making it to give it a little bit more flair. And because you're getting these all from CC0 textures, you can just use them. I mean, you have them right there. Why not make the most of it? I could use, if I wanted to, this emission texture. And don't worry about how they look like, because more often than not, you can see the obvious difference right there. It's just showing glow. And if I go back over here, you can see that the lights are actually on. I actually didn't want the lights to be on because I wanted them to be yellow. But hey, if I want them to be yellow, I can just go over here. Set yellow. Oh my god, that's pretty bright. But you can play around with the settings, and you can play around with what works for you. And now it looks a lot more interesting. I mean, compare this to when it was off. I mean, these are just small things. Like, this doesn't look bad, but this looks a lot better. And these are just small things you can do to play around with 3D space. Like, let's say you didn't even know that these things existed. Then I've shown you a website where you can get a bunch of 3D looking objects. And when I mean 3D looking objects, I mean materials in the real world. Like, for example, my desk is made of wood. And I would, in a 3D world, I would like to see a wood table. Because if I was playing a game with a wood table in it. And it wouldn't make sense for it to be red. For example, if you just wanted to have a red texture, you go to your albedo, get rid of that, and just set it to red. Now, of course, I have roughness and all this other stuff applied from other ones, but as you can see, a red texture doesn't look interesting. So these are just ways you can spice up and start to get your feet wet in the 3D realm, because I think the 3D realm is pretty cool. I just want to mention that there are other things here, and you can play around with them. I have this fabric texture, which I also got from CCO textures, and I have this tiles texture. And right now, as a beginner, just play around with CCO texture. And there's actually one more thing I forgot to mention, which is the normal map. The normal map also indicates like how bumpy your thing or texture is going to look. As you can see, this texture is just, it's a weird color, but as you can see, it does stuff, and the programs know how to interact with these things, or these meshes, or these images, and they're able to create some compelling images. As you can see, like, these tiles actually look like they have bumps on them. And if I go back to that original scene, you can see that this looks a lot more like, it looks like there's chocolate bars almost on the floor. But I didn't want to go for that, so I didn't really use the normal map, because I didn't want the floor to be that bumpy. And you can see it looks perfectly normal without. So of course it's an artistic thing, and you have to play around with it. But basically a short tutorial on getting interesting scenes set up in Godot. And of course this is just a fabric mesh I said. And as you can see, I just put the albedo here. I also put the roughness on, and that's about it. There's nothing else here. And if I wanted to, I could use the normal map as well. So you have to enable them. Normal map enable. Just drag it over into what it says it is. And now when I go back to this world, it looks like the walls are actually kind of fluffy. And as you can see, this is an artistic thing, and you can play around with this for hours and hours. And that's what some game designers actually do, and that's why their worlds end up looking so interesting. But just a quick tutorial on how to make really interesting worlds in 3D space if you don't know where to get started. And that's about it.